Happy Monday, happy April, happy new month to everybody here with the DYFX family. Hopefully you cashed in thus far with March Madness in this past month with us. I've got three best bets for you in the baseball slate today. This is the Free Three. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYFX video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. The month of March is ended. We had a pretty good month here on the channel. We didn't put out any official picks over the weekend. We did do a live stream on Saturday evening. Hopefully you guys were able to catch that as I gave out some Elite 8 plays there. But overall, in the month of March, we went 44, 36, and 1. That's a 55% hit rate. That's what we love to see. We went 56% in February, 54% in January. So over 500 in every single month so far this year. That is exactly what you want to be a profitable handicapper. We finished off the month of March strong on Friday, where we went 2-1 of the day. We cashed in on a few of the Elite 8 games. Dalton Connect points, no sweat bet there as he went over pretty easy against Creighton. He also went over yesterday's game as well. We also took a money line parlay with the D-backs and Purdue, a little two-sport cross par there. No sweat bet as well. We did end up losing Houston on the spread as we had them beating Duke outright. If Jamal Shedd did not get injured, Duke would have won that game. That's a part of the handicapping world is injuries. So 2-1 on Friday to be able to boost our percentage for the month of March. So you can see all of our records right here. Absolutely killing it. Still undefeated to start baseball season. Just keep our fingers crossed because I got three best bets in baseball today, so we're going to put that to the test today. So you know what, guys? I've been super thankful for all the love and support that you guys have been showing me on the channel. You guys should be messaging me separately, man. I really appreciate it. If you have been enjoying the show, if you have been getting value from this, please drop a like. Please drop a subscribe to the channel because we're going to have a ton of baseball tomorrow. I'm going to have basketball. We're going to be back with the NBA tomorrow, guys. Just wanted to kind of just cover some baseball, few winners today. And then as always, if you need anything from me, just shoot me a message, let me know, and let's get into these best bets. For my first best bet of the day, we're going to go with three picks today, guys, in the baseball slate. I'm going to give you one side. I'm going to give you one player prop parlay, and I'm going to give you one nerfy. So three different types of bets, three ways that you can cash in on a baseball slate. We do have some early baseball games going on today. If you want those early picks, you typically won't get it on the YouTube channel. You got to be a part of the Discord group to get those because I typically don't put out plays on the channel that start before like 3, 4 o'clock. So if you see some of those early start times in baseball and you want to know if I have any action on those, you got to be in the Discord group to get that. But a later game that is starting today is going to be between the Marlins and the Angels. And I'm going to back the Marlins here, minus 120 on the money line. And this is just a matchup here where the Marlins have started off this season really slow. They're 0-4 on the year. It is a long season in baseball, so it's definitely not the panic time just yet. But this is a team that went to the playoffs last year, let's be honest. And now they're starting off the season 0-4, but it's a weak 0-4. What I mean by a weak 0-4 is that like they've had leads. They've just blown the leads. Like they've scored runs. They just haven't been able to not give up runs. And they played a Pirates team, which was a very beatable team, and they lost all 4 of those games at home, 6-5, 7-2, 9-3, 9-7. It is a point of concern, and you're probably asking yourself, Noble, why are you going to take a Marlins team against an Angels team that picked up a big win yesterday against the Orioles, which is probably one of the top teams in the American League, just not let alone the majors? And for me, I do understand your concern, but I think that was kind of like a fluky win for the Angels. I mean, keep in mind, guys, there's 160 games in a baseball season, so even your worst team is going to win 40, 50, 60 games, and that's just what I think happened yesterday with the Angels. They were able to have a good pitching day from their staff. They only were able to give up 1 run. They were able to score 4 runs early in that game, 2 runs in the first inning, 2 runs in the second inning. But to me, that's a point of concern. They won that game 4-1, but if you look at some of the other games so far this year, they lost 13-4 against the Orioles in the second game of the year. They lost 11-3 in the first game of the year. So they were able to stay competitive in this matchup solely because they did not give up runs, and they scored the majority of their runs in the first 2 innings. So they scored 4 runs in the game that they won. They scored 4 runs in game 2, and then they scored 3 runs in game 1. That's not a ton of offense, especially now when you're going against a Marlins team that I just mentioned was able to score some runs against the Pirates. They just lost some of those games because they gave up too many runs. I think the advantage here is with the Marlins offense against a very weak Angels pitching staff overall, and I think that is going to be the difference in this game. Now, if they have another great game like they did yesterday, cool, I get it. right? But for me, I have my concerns. Silseth, the man who is pitching for the Angels, he's not that good. I mean, he doesn't have that ton of a major league experience. And let's keep in mind, the Marlins are sending their top prospect to the mound, Max Meyer, so that's not much better because he only has about 2 games of major league experience. So I do think they're going to be runs scored here. Maybe you want to take a look at the over, but I think it's a situation where the Marlins have started the first 4 games at home. They got completely swept. Now they know this is another bounce back opportunity against another weaker team. I believe that they're going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, at least score enough runs. We saw this Angels bullpen last year blow a lot of leads, give up a ton of runs. So even if Silseth is able to pitch well, I think that the bullpen is more susceptible than the Marlins bullpen. And for me, the fact that the Marlins have been able to score runs, I'm liking that fact. Jake Berger, 7 hits, 6 RBIs. Brian De La Cruz, Josh Bell, both of us also have had 9 hits so far this season. So for me, with Meyer getting the ball with only about 1 start under his belt last season before he got hurt, I think that there's an opportunity for this young prospect to show people what he's made of, to see what he can do. And for me, I'm just going to back the Marlins offense here. I'm going to keep fading the Angels until I have no reason not to. Besides Mike Trout, they really don't have anybody who can really contribute offensively there. So Marlins, I think they win this game in like a 6-5, maybe 7-5 type matchup. So give me the Marlins on the money line. It's the first best bet of the day. Now, second best bet of the day is going to be a hit parlay. I just mentioned one of the guys I'm going to take in there. I don't know if you caught it, but we're going to go with Juan Soto and Jake Berger, both to get 1 hit plus 100 odds. Now, both of these guys have been on an absolute tear to start the season, especially Juan Soto. Him on that Yankees lineup is going to be huge. Why? Because he's taking pitchers. He's going to be right above Aaron Judge on the rotation, so he's going to get on base. He's going to get walks. And then you got Aaron Judge following behind him. Ooh, that's a monster 1-2 head right there. And Aaron Judge to start off the season slowly. And to see that the Yankees were able to sweep their first series against the Astros without him hitting the best, that let me know that this Yankees team, 1, could be legit, but 2, Juan Soto is the reason why they were able to do that. Juan Soto's had a hit in each of the first 4 games of the year, including having at least 2 hits in the last 3 games of the series. You love to see that. He's also been very effective as well, getting at least 1 RBI in each of the last 4 games. So maybe you want to look at his hits, runs, RBI line. I'm not opposed to that as well. But this is the guy who's hitting over 500 to start the season. Obviously, that's not going to be sustainable, but we want to keep riding the hot hand while it's happening. The Yankees have another good matchup today against the D-backs, against another young pitcher. And I think that Juan Soto in a dome environment, in a place that he can be able to hit the ball against a team that he's familiar with. Keep in mind, he was on the Padres last year. That was a divisional opponent. So he's very familiar with playing the D-backs in their stadium. I like Juan Soto here to get a hit. Now, Jake Berger, I just mentioned him on the Marlins and what he's been doing. 7 hits over the first 4 games to go with 9 RBIs. You love to see that. 6 RBIs in the last 4 games to go with 1 hit in each of the last 4 games as well. He's actually faced Silseth before in his career, only once, but he's gotten 1 hit off of him. So I always love to take angles as well with guys who've had previous experience. We don't have a ton of data right now to go off because it's the beginning of the season, but Jake Berger is another guy who's historically batted over 300. He's a catalyst there in that Marlins lineup to go with the Rouse. So I'm expecting him to be able to get a hit today against a weak Angels team. So give me Jake Berger to get a hit, Juan Soto to both get a hit. Parlay them together, you get plus 100 odds. Third and final best bet of the day, my friends, is our Nerfie of the day. Nerfie Nation's been going crazy. If you want my Nerfies, and I have not dropped it on the video, if you're like, no, but what are you taking today in the Nerfies? You put out 3 picks, but you didn't give out a Nerfie. What are you taking? That is then when you want to make sure you tap into the Twitter page, because every day I'm going to drop a graphic for a Nerfie. Yesterday, we lost our first Nerfie of the year, so we're 3-1 on the Nerfies so far this season. Yesterday's slate was ugly for Nerfies, in all honesty. So, it happens. But today's Nerfies, not my favorite. We're going to take it anyway. We're going to go with the Mets and the Tigers. No run in the first inning. And then we're going to get that at minus 130 odd. The 2 teams that are going for the Mets and the Tigers today is Reese Olson for the Tigers and Sean Manaea for the Mets. Now, both of these pitchers are not my favorite pitchers when you're looking at that when it comes out to the full game. I don't really like either of them. They struggle with control, sharp contact, but both of them have been pretty strong in Nerfies, especially dating back to last year. Reese Olson, 12-6 to the Nerfie last year, while Sean Manaea was 9-3 to the Nerfie last year. You love to see that. Reese Olson also finished off the season strong, hitting his last 7 Nerfies in a row. He basically started off 5-6 on the Nerfies and then hit his last 7 to go on a nice streak. Sean Manaea finished hitting his last 3 Nerfies to end the year last year, so you love to see that. Minai's also been in good form in spring training, which is another thing that I'm looking for. And then when I also keep in mind that both of these offenses have been a little bit slow to start the regular season in the first inning, that gives me a little bit more confidence as well. The Tigers in 3 games have only scored 1 run in the first inning, so that's a 67% hit rate so far. And in 3 games for the Mets, they have yet to score a run in the first inning this season, so that's a 100% hit rate. So obviously some regressions do, but let's keep riding the train until something backfires. So give me the Nerfy in the Mets-Tigers game as our third and final best bet of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners that are headed your way on this Monday card. Give me the Marlins on the money line against the Angels. Give me Juan Soto and Jay Burger to both get a hitter parlay, I should say. And then also give me the Nerfy between the Mets and the Tigers as our final best bet. If you want more of my NBA plays or other picks and plays I'm dropping throughout the day, click the link in the description. Join the free Discord group. I got you guys. Hopefully you guys continue cashing with us this April. We've been killing it this year. Over 50% hit rate on the channel. Over 25 games, over 500. Can't be too bad at that. That's what we're looking to do to continue to grow the bankrolls. I appreciate all love and support, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, gang.